Jai Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jai Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradhari Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradhari Yashoda Nandana Braja Jana Rangana Yashoda Nandana Braja Jana Rangana Yamuna Tira Vanachari Yamuna Tira Vanachari Jai Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradhari Yashoda Nandana Braja Jana Rangana Yamuna Tira Vanachari Yamuna Tira Vanachari Jai Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaura Bhaktavrinda Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shiva Sadi Gaura Bhaktavrinda Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, नाम संकीर्तन की अतित पावन श्री चैतन्य महाप्रभु की, श्रील प्रभुपाद की। ज्ञानतिमिरन्दस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुषुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरुवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूप कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकं। वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरु श्रीयुतापदकमलं श्रीगुरुर्वैष्णवांश श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सहगण रघुनाथामृतं तं सजीवम् साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजन सहितं कृष्ण चैतन्य देवं श्री राधा कृष्ण पादान् सहगण ललिता श्री विशाखामृतं श्याम। हे कृष्ण करुणा सिंधु दीनबंधु जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिका कांत राधा कांत नमस्तुते। तप्त कांचन गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी विश्वभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये। वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्यैव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। नमः ओं विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्त स्वामी इति नामिने Namaste Saraswati Deve Gaurvani Prachayane Nirvishesha Shanvadi Pasyata Deshakarane Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna. We all are very fortunate to be here at this very special place called Yavat. Very, very deep, very special pastimes took place here in this place. This place is actually the Sasural. Sasural, no? This is the Sasural of Srimati Radharani. Though in the scriptures there is no acharyas write directly about the marriage of Srimati Radharani. Very, very indirect mention is there in the scriptures. But definitely the pastimes has mentioned by Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur in one of his commentaries. Very few acharyas have written also about Yavat. And we all are very fortunate because by the mercy of Srila Prabhupada, we all are sitting here in this beautiful place and we are having this opportunity to hear about Yavat. Actually, if not for Srila Prabhupada, our sinful lives have no hopes that the holy place will have darshan of such places and that to hear Krishna Katha in such places. This is very, very rare. Only by mercy of a pure devotee, only by mercy of Vaishnavas, we can come to the stage wherein we can sit and hear. Otherwise, before coming to Krishna consciousness, we are more busy into which movie is coming next, when is it releasing. The teaser also comes with the date, Huh? Nowadays, I heard that even they make the teasers and then raise the fund for the movie. So, being busy with that, we have this good fortune. Otherwise, our Baba, when he takes to such very deep places, he says that our sinful lives is so big that if all of us sit together and if Chitragupta has to measure our sins, Baba says his hard drive will fail. His hard drive will fail if he has to sit and what to speak. But by the mercy of Srila Prabhupada, who actually fulfilled the prophecy of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Prithvi te ache nagar adigam satva prachar hogo mora naam. This is the mercy, this is the prophecy of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu which was fulfilled by Srila Prabhupada, and we are in line of Srila Prabhupada. So we went to Gokul. Before that we went to Nandagam, right? We went to Gokul and we went to Nandagam. So Gokul, we saw yesterday, they made you crawl in the temple? No, they did not. They changed, I think. Earlier those pandas used to, as soon as you come under the Chaurasi Khamba, you saw the Chaurasi Khambas?
Yes.
So when I came early days, I didn't go. I think Dinabandhu Prabhu himself took after several years inside the temple. So the policy in that temple was because Krishna crawled here, so everyone has to crawl there. As soon as you enter the Chaurasi Khamba, they make you crawl and go and sit near the altar. So Krishna performed many beautiful pastimes in Gokul. He performed the pastimes of stealing butter. And then the cow, he started taking the cows and the calves for herding. And then as he was growing up, various pastimes, stealing of butter was one of the most, if you see Gokul is more of Vatsalya Gram, kind of Vatsalya Gram. And we see many Pushti Margis temples there. Many of the Pushti Margi, of course, many places in the Braj, Pushti Margi Acharyas have taken care of the deities here. Or the Pandas or the local Brahmins, they initiated in the Pushti Marg. Pushti Marg is out of the 5 rasas, they follow which rasa? Vatsalya. The Vatsalya. They worship Krishna, they worship Krishna more in the Bal Gopal, Gokul pastimes. And because those are also very, very nectarian and sweet pastimes, stealing of butter. Krishna used to, completely uh, freak the gopis out with his, stealing of the butter, and above that, so confidently lying and defending their lies also. You know, he used to so confidently lie and defend their lies also. Like one pastime which I like is once I had this from Mahanidhi from Swami in 2009. I had just got married and had come for first yatra. Before that, I took the first yatra for the youths in 2008. So Mahanidhi Maharaj was mentioning that once Krishna was stealing butter, so the gopis actually had a very great plan. They thought that this time we should make Krishna caught red-handed, and we should not give any scope for Krishna to defend himself. And further that even Yashoda Maya has to punish him. We should make sure we should close the deal fully. Not only complain and cry and just go away. This time we'll catch him red-handed, make him accept, take him to Mother Yashoda, make him absent in front of Mother Yashoda, make sure Mother Yashoda gives him punishment so that this fellow becomes cautious from the next day. That was the plan. So what did they do? One of the gopis, she planned properly to keep her window open and lot of butter hanging right in front of, from the window you could see hanging in the living room, and she put the butter in such a way that also butter is overflowing and coming down. So as soon as Krishna sees his the tongue should become wet. So as usual, Krishna was walking towards Yamuna, on the bank of Yamuna, to play from his Gokul Nand Bhavan. So while going, he saw this. Well, he just having a stick and his more peacock feather and his basuri, and he was just walking like this playfully going to Yamuna, and suddenly he felt he saw something, and he took 3 steps behind and looked like this, and then he saw that window is open and the butter is there and the foolish gopi is where, and then he says, it tells all the friends, jump inside. Ting, 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 ting. Krishna and all his friends jump inside and they start eating butter. Very, very nicely. Krishna just enjoys eating butter, full his stomach. And then his friends, Madhu Mangal, Subhala, Arjun, Sakha, all of them eat butter. They keep on eating butter, and after that their stomach is full. Then they feed the monkeys. The monkeys also eat so much that they also become tired. They also start leaving the butter. So then Krishna thinks, this is such a useless butter, even the monkeys are not liking it. He starts breaking the pots. It's useless butter. With the stones, he starts breaking the pots. By that time, lot of ankle bells and bangles voice comes. Like rites, some women together coming, ching 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 ching, like that noise comes. By that time, Madhu Mangal, Subhala, Madhu Mangal generally always gets stuck. But this time he doesn't run, he jumps off the window out. He jumps off the window out, and all the gopas, they all jump, monkeys to run away. And by that time, Krishna tries to jump, the gopi from outside closes the window, thak karke, and Krishna is inside. Krishna is inside now. Okay, so what to do? Then the gopis come from the door. All the gopis come and stand like this, looking at Krishna, making their face red. And Krishna also very confidently stands like this, as if he was saving the butter and he chased the monkeys and the gopas out. So then the gopi, before Krishna could speak anything, they grab his hand and pull him to Nand Bhavan, Gokul Nand Bhavan, and they bring him in front of Mother Yashoda, and they say, Mother Yashoda, look at your son, today he has been caught red-handed stealing butter. And Mother Yashoda comes out and she says, Rohini comes out, all the maid servants come out, all the male cowherd boys come out, and they look, and that was a big scene because it was a very planned trap, It was a very planned trap. So that means many gopis were there and stealing happened only one place. And all of them were there, So it was a very planned trap. So now Krishna is standing there, but Krishna is so confident. So many gopis around him, and his mother is right in front of him, and all of them are looking at him with great pity. and with anger, but he's very confidently standing there and looking at everyone. And then the gopis start, look, today we have caught your son red-handed. Just see. Mother Yashoda just feels very sad. She says, Lala, Kanaya, why are you hell bent upon spoiling our good name in whole Braj Bhumi? Why? Why? There's so much butter overflowing in the house. Why don't you just eat as much you want here? Then Krishna says very sweetly, he said, Maya, you heard one side and you started firing me without hearing me. And imagine the scene. Krishna has butter in his both hands and he's telling, why don't you hear the other side? Why don't you hear the other side? So Mother Yashoda, all the gopis to get more freaked out and they look at him more angrily and they think that Mother Yashoda will start now, punishing him. And then Krishna says again, Maya, at least allow me to speak my side. So then she said, speak. And by the time she gets the cane. So Krishna says, look Maya, I was going on my regular path to play with my friends. I saw this foolish gopi kept the window open, and the monkeys were stealing her butter. Out of compassion, I jumped into the scene to save her butter. And by the time I chased the monkeys, they came in and they're thinking I stole the butter. And very innocently, very sweetly, when Krishna would speak, everyone's heart would melt. They will forget about day and night. They will forget about butter stolen, not stolen. That's Krishna's beauty. But then Mother Yashoda heard it, and then immediately she came out of Krishna's, this trap. She said, okay, that's fine. What about the butter in your hand? Where did that butter come from? You were chasing the monkeys, no? Where did the butter come in your hand? Then Krishna looked at his hand. As if he's himself surprised, And then he said, oh, this butter! This! He said, I was chasing the monkey and I caught hold of one of the monkey who was stealing the butter. I grabbed him to throw him out. The butter from that monkey's hand came to my hand. Then Mother Yashoda said, oh, Lala, you're so brave. But I have one more question. So, yes, Maya. So what about the butter in your mouth here on? Oh, this. Oh, this. Oh, I remember. When I catch hold of this monkey, his friend wanted to save his friend. So he came and pushed me like this. And the butter from his hand came onto my mouth. The butter from his hand came to my mouth. So all the gopis, they just hearts melted. To hell with the butter. They just would heard Krishna speaking like this. And that is all the childhood pastimes about Krishna. And Srila Prabhupada himself also, yesterday Dinabandhu Prabhu was mentioning, actually it's so difficult to speak after he speaks. Yesterday, the way he was speaking and laughing, that that the cowherd boys were telling Krishna, Nanda Baba is white, and you are black. Actually, when I was very young, so Prabhupada disciples, young disciples used to discuss among themselves. They would say like this, Dinabandhu, he is in the mood of cowherd boy living in Vrindavan. And there used to be Ayendra Prabhu. They used to say that he is in the more mood of a gopi living in Vrindavan. So, and they both had a very thick relation amongst both of them. You heard Ayendra Prabhu's Kirtan, all of you? Yes. I had some fortune to have his association in my early days. And yesterday, the way he was laughing, it was as if, he's actually that cowherd boy only. Isn't it? By the mercy of Srila Prabhupada and his disciples, such holy dhams are revealed to us. Srila Prabhupada took a lot of austerity to preach and bring devotees here. and he himself did a first batch bundle parikrama, in the sense that he took devotees, and there is a video which is there in Dinabandhu Prabhu's book. Prabhupada, is narrating the pastime of Brahmandalila. Brahmandila. Prabhupada is himself narrating. But Srila Prabhupada took a lot of austerity. Like you all took prasadam now. When Srila Prabhupada was preaching in America, like this, lot of young boys used to come for the programs to hear Krishna Katha, Bhagavad Gita and Bhagavatam classes. Like all of you are sitting, they would come and sit. So one day, one disciple of Srila Prabhupada, Mahapurush Prabhu, he says, he was sitting and he started discussing Prabhupada about Vrindavan pastimes. And he also started discussing about Vrindavan. So once Srila Prabhupada would start discussing about Vrindavan, he would just go on speaking. So one day Mahapurush Prabhu just sat next to Srila Prabhupada, and after Srila Prabhupada fed everyone, Prabhupada made his plate and sit. And Prabhupada started narrating the pastimes of Vrindavan. And this Mahapurush Prabhu, he said that they just could not imagine what's happening in the surrounding. And everyone left, and it was only Srila Prabhupada and Mahapurush Prabhu sitting there. Then Mahapurush Prabhu, after Srila Prabhupada is discussing this, he noticed one thing, that all these young hippies, they have kept their plates unwashed as it is. The whole hall is messy and lot of vessels to be washed. And he was thinking that everyone is gone and I am alone here, and Srila Prabhupada is there, Swamiji is there. So who actually is going to do all this cleaning work? And then he realized it's Prabhupada, and he was doing it every day. Every day Srila Prabhupada used to do that. Then he said to Srila Prabhupada, Srila Prabhupada, can I help you? Srila Prabhupada told him, I have been praying to Krishna for a long time to send someone. And then from there, actually young devotees started assisting Srila Prabhupada. One more time, Mukunda Maharaj, one of the first disciples of Srila Prabhupada, he narrates one beautiful pastime. This is all we should know, how glorious Srila Prabhupada, the pure devotee of Krishna, what struggle he has done to reveal this Dham to us. Once Mukunda Maharaj was telling Srila Prabhupada and Mukunda Goswami, they were going somewhere to have one meeting with one well-wisher. So before going, the appointment was very early in the morning. So Srila Prabhupada, and he was driving the car, and Prabhupada was sitting next to him, and they immediately got in early in the morning without any breakfast, and they just started going. Halfway through, Mukunda Maharaj removed an apple from his bag, and he wiped the little apple with a cloth, and he took a bite, and he gave it to Srila Prabhupada after. Swamiji, would you like to have? After taking a bite, he gives apple to Srila Prabhupada. Swamiji, would you like to have apple? Prabhupada said, no. And he kept chanting, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare. Imagine, pure devotee of Krishna. He is preaching, and he is to be disciple. He is not yet initiated, Mukunda Goswami that time. He doesn't know. This Mukunda Goswami himself speaks with tears in his eyes that Srila Prabhupada was a pure devotee, a Vaikuntha man, a man from Sri Krishna's abode. And we were so ignorant that we did not know we're supposed to worship the spiritual master just like Krishna. And here I took a bite of an apple and offered him that apple. So we are just glorifying Srila Prabhupada just to, before we start this pastime of Yavat, just to, take his blessings. So Yavat is a very, 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 very special place. This is a place of Srimati Radharani's in-laws. It is said Yavat is the most important place of the pastime which manifests the Parakya Bhava, the Parakya Rasa. They say, no, Parakya Bhave Jaha Vrajate Prachar. So this Parakya Bhav's highest magnanimity. One is various Rasa Mandals which are around Vrindavan. The place where we sit is also Rasa Mandal. This is Kishori Kund, and Shri Krishna used to have Raslila here with the gopis. So in Braj there are many places of Rasa. And Rasa Mandal places, Krishna's Rasa Leela used to be in a very, very secret place, away from the houses and in the forest, and very few people would have access to that. Very, very few. No demigods also. But the pastimes of Javan were in the day. In the, बोलते ना, सरेआम, खुलेआम सरेआम pastime. Krishna enjoyed the Parakya Rasa with the Braja Gopis and Madhurya Rasa with the queens of Dwarika. Madhurya Rasa with the queens of Dwarika. And in this Braj there are three types of gopis. Three types of gopis in Vrindavan. Of course, the 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 normal terms is the Nitya Siddha gopis and Sadhana Siddha gopis. Nitya Siddha gopis, they would come from the spiritual abode with Krishna. And Sadhana Siddha, the pure devotees who would do their bhajan in Vrindavan and desire to assist Krishna, and then Krishna would fulfill their desires to assist in the pastimes. And all those who would desire Krishna to serve in this way, they would all manifest in Braj. So, the gopis had a category. One was Krishna Sneha Adhika Gopi. Krishna Sneha Adhika Gopi. Which means those who are very friendly and more favorable to Krishna. Then there were Sama Sneha Adhika Gopi. Sama means equal. Based on time, place and circumstance, they will take side. So Sama Sneha Adhika Gopi. And then there would be Priya Sakhyam Sneha Adhika Gopi. Priya Sakhyam Sneha Adhika Gopi. Who are they? They are the one who are very much with Srimati Radharani. If Srimati Radharani want to speak a lie and fight with Krishna, they will put their nose up and shout more loudly with Srimati Radharani. And harass Krishna and blame Krishna and punish Krishna. So this Yavat is actually the village of Abhimanyu and Jatila and Kutila. As I said in Nandagaon, after the Govardhan Leela, today's Govardhan Puja, after the Govardhan Leela, all the Brajvasis of Nandagaon and also of Barsana, the elderly Brajvasis, they were very concerned about there is something between Radha and Krishna. There is some, because everyone knew there is something, but there was no evidences. So as I said, there was a proposal, and there was an indirect proposal for marriage between Radha and Krishna, and Kirtida Devi and Vishabhanu, who were very, very dear friend of Nanda and Yashoda. They actually sent an offer. They sent a lot of gifts. As I told you last time, that whenever there is a house where there is a young daughter, and if they are very, 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 very kind towards a family which has a young son, then they immediately get a signal, कुछ तो है इनका, कुछ तो इरादा है इन लोग का, So by the instructions of Purnamasi and Gargamuni, they actually somehow or other they just don't allow this marriage to happen. If it's too much sunny, you all can come a little closer. All of you can come closer so others can shift. Come a little closer so that devotees can be in a shade. And come fully closer, yeah. Boys also can come so others can be in the shade. So then Srimati Radharani was married to Abhimanyu. Some Bengali Vaishnavas say Ayana Ghosh also. It's mentioned by Bengali acharyas as Ayana Ghosh. So it is said Abhimanyu was non-different than Krishna's own shadow. Abhimanyu was non-different than Krishna's own shadow. And the place where the house used to be, now it is called Jatila ki Haveli. Jatila ki Haveli. Now Jatila was the mother of Abhimanyu, and Kutila was the sister. Jatila, Jatila means she had thick hairs. Now, very soon we are going to go for Kumbh Mela, Mahakumbh. In January and February, 2 months, there is a Mahakumbh Mela. It happens once in 12 years. All over India, the sadhus will come to Prayagraj. If you want to know what Srila Prabhupada has given us, you should come to Kumbh Mela and just experience this Mahakumbh. You will be so grateful to Srila Prabhupada. Because I have been to 3 Kumbh Melas. And if you will just be, there are so akhadas, there are big, big tents, and all the sadhus and spiritual organizations, they will make their akhadas. We went to one akhada where people were worshipping one sadhu because his right hand is up for last 3 years. They just worshipping him for that, And there is one Dadi wale akhada. So when Baba is there from last 20 years, he is not shaved. So his dadi is all around the floor. People come and worship that and go. All kind of things you can see. And then you can see Naga Babas with their big jatas. So Jatila, jatas, So, and Kutila means, Kutaniti. Very tricky. Always trying to create trouble for others. So Kutila was a sister. And our acharyas, they mentioned that actually we should not be seeing them in a very wrong way, because they are there in this pastimes just to increase the rasa of Radha and Krishna. This Haveli where we are going to go, Jatila ki Haveli, which we call the house of Jatila and Kutila and Abhimanyu, where Srimati Radharani was staying with them, it is said that's exactly the place where the palace used to be there. Now if you go, there is a deities. Our Dinabandhu writes in his book, and I've heard from him in his class also, he says that this Radharani in Yavat, he exclude Krishna Balram Radharani. Then he says, other than that, she is the most beautiful Radharani in the whole Braj. Now you'll go and take darshan of it. The most beautiful Radharani in the whole Braj. And if you see, I just took darshan and came here. If you see her, she is properly like a chaste wife form. With sindoor, little sindoor, big bindi. You don't see Radharani like that. Big bindi, eyes having kajal, and she's standing there in this temple of her house, her in-laws' house. And there's a deity called Radhakant deities. And then in the same temple, on the left hand side, you will see the deities of Abhimanyu and Jatila and Kutila. And in the right hand side, you will see deity of Kali Krishna Radharani. Kali Krishna Radharani. Been there, seen? You went and came, some of you?
Last year.
Okay, yes. So I'll tell this pastime now, but beautiful Leela is there. Krishna takes the form of Kali Devi with 6 hands. With 6 hands, and Radharani is shivering there almost, That's a beautiful Leela deity is manifested there. And then, as I said, Moti Kund. Remember Moti farming Krishna did?
Yes.
One of that plant was brought here, and they said that plant was in the courtyard of Jatila's Haveli, and that plant is still there. In Braj, Vrindavan, in this Brajabhumi, there are 2 biggest evidences of Krishna's Leelas. One is the trees which are hundreds and thousands of years old, because many of these trees, when they die also, the another tree manifests from the same place. So many of these Leela Sthali trees, they are actually thousands of years old, and these kundas, they are the ones who have actually witnessed Radha Krishna Leelas. So that's why they are very, very sacred in this temple. And then above that is Radharani's room, and it is said it used to be the Shingar place also. So in that room, several times Krishna came and lived few hours with Srimati Radharani in a disguise, fooling Jatila, Kutila and Abhimanyu. So that room is a replica of Krishna meeting and Radharani's bed. If you go, earlier there used to be small this thing, but now they have put a bed, double bed. And just now I went this time. Last time you saw the bed up? This time if you go, there's a bed. They put a modern hotel kind of bed, So that bed is, there's a beautiful place there. So in the material world, in the material world, we see there's a very natural attraction between a male and female, and it's very natural tendency in the material world. Once I asked Bhima Prabhu, he was giving a class how people who have lusty desires, who are materially attached, who possess, who has lust in their heart, who has so many material desires, they have to stay in the material world only. So I asked Bhima Prabhu, why did Krishna create it? So Bhima gave a very beautiful answer. He said Krishna has created such kind of attraction in the material world because people who have material desires, they need something to stay in the material world. So all these attachments of this material world, they are designed in such a way so that you feel that you are happy here and there is some good hopes here. Material world is always hope against hope, with always disappointment and discouragement, and with very, 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 very fraction of happiness. So all of you who have passed 10th standard, isn't it true? Many of you passed 10th standard. You were very happy when you passed, right? Even the family. Can they be happy now also for that day? No. Can you? Arey, I passed 10th standard. Remember? Arey, it's amazing. Can you? No. Our acharyas, they write that the material enjoyment or the pleasures are very fraction. Very, very fraction. So that's why this hopes and hopes and hopes and there. And Radha and Krishna, it is very, very important to understand who is Srimati Radharani. Because we, with our material senses, we come from the culture of girlfriend and boyfriend, or we come from the Bollywood culture or the Tollywood culture, where the boy will be almost like Krishna and the girl will be like Radharani, and the boy will come and save, and he will kick the car will fly in the air, he will kick someone, he will jump off like this and go and fell there, all this, and then he will go to the heroine, and then within that there will be songs. I used to wonder when I was small, that the song is going on, suddenly they wear different dress. How that happens, I used to think that they did it immediately. Like immediately they did and wore the next dress. I was very small. I used to think that अरे ऐसे dress change कर लिया उन्होंने इतने जल्दी. अरे ऐसे कैसे change? Immediately I didn't have any knowledge. I was very small. I just remember this. I used to think that they immediately changed and came. Immediately changed and came. But it doesn't happen. It's not the truth. Then when I grew up, I am born and brought up in Mumbai. Then I saw real shooting. There was this movie, Phool Aur Kaate. Phool Aur Kaate, the first shooting I saw in my life. And then later when I saw that one shot, which they shot for 3 days, was 20 seconds actually in the movie. 3 days they shot. And actually it was only 3 days they shot, it was only 20 seconds in the movie. Then I said, Arey Baba. When I read Prabhupada books, how untruth is present as truth via the movie. Isn't it true? You can kick, you kick this wall will break. Just see how many of us can break. Nothing happens. But in the movies, you see the wall will break and the 10 men also will go behind with the wall. Correct, no? That's how it is. All this so-called, hero, heroine, giri in the Bollywood, in the material world, that's how we approach every relationship. But if you have to understand Radha Krishna Tattva, that's completely beyond. As I was telling that, suppose if you pass in 10th standard, okay, and then you come home with your certificate, yes, I have passed finally, immediately I have finally passed, those boys who are going to fail, and then somehow that they pass, it's a big festival in the house, अरे हम लोगों को तो भरोसा ही नहीं था, ये निकल जाएगा निकल गया. I just remember once I was very confident that I may fail by 1 marks. So I wrote in the answer paper, Madam, please give me 1 marks. And we called my mother and showed it. So anyways, keeping that aside. So we need, so for example, you go home with your degree of passing. When you go home, you need someone to enjoy it. Suppose you go home, nobody is there. Mother, father, nobody, maid, servant, nothing. You just go with your degree and sit there. Can you be happy? No. You need someone to jump up and down, say that you passed, right? And the parents also want to call everyone, अरे पास हो गया, इतना मार्क्स आ गया, अभी देखते क्या करेगा, no? Correct, no? Isn't it true? देखते इंजीनियरिंग के ऊपर कुछ बात तो किया है, ये है, no? This is giggling whole day, right? So our acharyas write that for us to enjoy anything, we need someone, we depend on someone. But that's not with Krishna. That's not with Krishna. When Krishna wants to have pleasure, when Krishna wants to enjoy, Srila Gaur Govind Maharaj explains that from within Krishna, a beautiful form manifests, and that is through the Haladini Shakti, and that form is Srimati Radharani. That form is, so that is why she is called Krishna's pleasure giving potency. See, materially, with all material desires and lust, we cannot understand. But she is not, Krishna is not the boy with the girls look, and Radharani is not the girl, one of the girls with the boys look for. She is Krishna's pleasure giving potency. And who is Krishna? Krishna is the supreme personality. Try to understand, the word supreme is only applicable to Krishna, nobody else. He is the supreme personality of Godhead. That's why Krishna says, Bhoktaram Yajya Tapasam Sarva Loka Maheshwaram. Prabhupada, one of his lecture, he says, only one person can say that I own everything in this world. You can say that I own this house and I have this much money in the account and my wife has this much jewelry. Correct? That you can say in mind. Can you say in the whole building how many wives are there? They're all jewelry belong to me. And you cannot. If you say, they'll say you're mad. Correct or not? Can anyone say that everything in this world belongs to me? He has to be God or he has to be mad? Correct or not? Huh? So Prabhupada said this in the lecture. I Bhoktaram Yajya Taposam Sarvaloka Maheshwaram Suridam Sarvabhutanam Yatam Shantim Richati. He says Krishna Bhoktaram Yajya Tapasam. All the yajnas and tapasyas. The Bhokta is who? Sarva Loka Maheshwaram. All the Loka, all the creation, he is the owner and proprietor, Maheshwar. The one who knows this will live in peace with knowledge. So Krishna is that. That's why it's called Supreme Personality of Godhead. And Srimati Radharani is his pleasure giving potency. So it's very important for us to know this. Krishna and Radharani pastimes here in Yavat are having, of course, Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Radharani and Krishna, when they become one, that is Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And we all are very, very fortunate that love of Radha and Krishna, Braja Prem or Krishna Prem, when it has to be available for the people of the material world, same Krishna and Radha, they become one, and that love overflows when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu comes. How does that love come to us? Anyone knows? How does that love come to us? All of us, the conditions. Yes, through the holy name. You can chant with me. Nama vina kali kale nahi yar dharma. Nama vina kali kale nahi yar dharma. Sarva mantra sara nama. Hey Shastra Marma Sarva Mantra Saranama Hey Shastra Marma Prabhu Tumi Jivera Mangal Chinta Kari Prabhu Tumi Jivera Mangal Chinta Kari Kaliyuge Nam Sange Swayam Avatari Kaliyuge Nam Sange Swayam Avatari Yuga Dharma Pracharila Nam Sankirtana Yuga Dharma Pracharila मुख्य पते जीव पाए कृष्ण प्रेम धना कृष्ण प्रेम धना हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे. So नावा विना कली काले नाही आर धर्म. Without the holy name, there is no other dharma. Sarva mantra sara nama, ehi shastra marma. Essence of all the scriptures is the holy name. All the mantras. Prabhu tumi jivera mangal chinta kari. My Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, my Lord Supreme Lord, being very, very compassionate and concerned about the people of this world. Kali yuge nama sange swayam avatari. You have appeared in your holy name. Yuga Dharma Pracharilo Nama Sankirtan. You were only preaching the Yuga Dharma, which is called Harinama Sankirtan. Mukhya Pate Jiva Paye Krishna Prema. Now this is very important. Mukhya Pate Jiva Paye Krishna Prema Dhan. Try to understand, because we are having Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's mercy and we are chanting this holy name, we are actually having some attachment to Krishna. We have developed, and we have developed detachment to sinful life in the material world. Because of that, actually, we have come. It is called Prema Dhana. According to our sincerity, we have that treasure. That is why we all have come here to this holy dham. So, in Yavat, I wanted to speak a little bit about this tattva before I speak the holy pastimes of this beautiful place. So, Krishna, Radharani was already married, and one day, Purnamasi, she actually comes to Nanda Bhavan, and she's having a lot of, she has a lot of gifts with her, and she had a basket of laddus, and then she told Kanaya, I have some very special laddus for you, and they are very, very nice. They are one of the best laddus in Braj. I said, Acha? Krishna's eyes become very big, and Madhu Mangal was next to him. And Krishna noticed that she has a small basket and that laddus are there. Before Madhu Mangal will grab it, Krishna immediately grabbed those laddus and bite it immediately. And then he said, yeah, these are actually fresh. I have been here I have born and brought up in Braj Bhumi, but Yashoda Maya could never make such laddus. Where are these laddus from? And Krishna took another bite. He said, you don't know? Purnamasi said, you don't know? No. Radharani got married to Abhimanyu. And these are the feast, these are laddus from her feast, marriage feast. Krishna just stopped eating, holding the laddu in the hand, and just breathing loudly, and tears started flowing from Krishna's eyes. Tears started flowing from Krishna's eyes. And he was holding the laddu, and one bite he already took. Half was in, half was out. And he did not know what to do now. It was a marriage of Srimati Radharani, the laddus from that one marriage. Then he just smashed that laddu and ran away from that place. This is pastime mentioned in the book called Chamatkara Chandrika by Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur. Now, this book, who is Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur? He writes this beautiful. Very few acharyas have written Yavat pastimes. Who is he? We sing Mangalarti, Samsara Dava Nalali. He is the one who wrote this Mangalarti, Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur. So one day, Yashoda Rani, she was actually in Nanda Bhavan. She was busy packing one big box. She had one big box. She opened that box and she was putting some pearls in that. Then she was going to the treasure house. Then she was selecting some diamonds. Again coming and fitting. Then she was going to her wardrobe. getting some silk saris, some jerry saris, gold jerry saris, special saris, and this she was bringing. Then she was putting the saris in the box, again taking it back and getting better sari and keeping it. And she was just confused to fill that box. Now, suddenly Krishna comes into the scene and he says, Maya, Maya, what are you doing? And why are you so much in anxiety? And what is this box all about? And why are you filling it up? Maya, is it for me? Are you keeping it safe for my marriage in the future? What are you up to, Maya? What are you doing? Why are you so much in anxiety? Mother Yashoda did not. She knew once you get into discussion, it can be day and night. So she said, Shri Krishna, I am very busy. You please don't disturb me now. Then Krishna says, Maya, 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 if it's not for me, is it for Baldav? Maya, if it's not for me, all these preparations are for Baldav's marriage? Is it for Baldav? He said, no, Kanhaiya, it is not for you, it is not for Baldav. And Krishna became very serious. He said, Maya, who is that third person who is beating your heart so much? Who is that third person who has taken up your place, my place in your heart, Maya? I never saw you like this in anxiety before. Who is this person between you and me, Maya? He said, Kanhaiya. Then she just thought that I have to figure this fellow out so that I can do my work. She said, Lala, you know my very, 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 very nice friend, Kirtida. Her son-in-law, Abhimanyu, who has got married to Radhika, is here. And I'm sending these gifts for Srimati Radhika. So please don't disturb me while I'm busy doing this. By that time, when Srimati Radharani was doing this, Krishna immediately starts thinking what to do. He scratches his head, what to do. And then by that time on the door, Baba writes Jankala and Dhankala. He takes this name. Radharani, Krishna and Balram jewelry tailors, jewelry makers, they come on the door. So Dhanishta, who is one of the main seniorly Gopi and maid of Srimati Yashoda Devi, Nandarani, she comes and sells, and your tailors have come on the gate. So she clocks that box and she goes to attend them. By that time, she fixes the box, locks it, and keeps it, and she goes. By the time Mother Yashoda comes in, Krishna takes that key, opens that box, and takes some jewelry and dresses out, and jumps inside. And before jumping in, he gives the key to Subala, and tells Subala, once I jump inside, you lock this box. You lock this box. And as he was ordered, Subala locks the box. Sridama locks the box, and he goes. By that time, by then Abhimanyu, who was actually having a chat with Nanda Baba, he was just up to leave. So Mother Yashoda calls him, Nandarani, Srimati Yashoda, she calls him, come, Lala, you come here. This box is for Srimati Radhe. This box is for your Radharani. Please take this and give it to her. And tell her, Yashoda, Nandarani, Yashoda, she wants you to relish all the paraphernalia in this box. You should wear and enjoy to yourself alone. Now what is there inside we know already. You have to decorate yourself with this paraphernalia and you have to enjoy. Now Abhimanyu comes in and he lifts that box. The servants lift the box and put it on the head of Abhimanyu. Abhimanyu always was feeling that he is carrying Govardhan on his head, with great difficulty, because from Nanda Bhavan, Yavat is 4 kilometers. So from Nanda Bhavan, Yavat is 4 kilometers. So from there he brings. So now Jatila was on the door and Kutila was inside, and they saw such a big box, shining box coming, and this box was completely. They also felt that their son is looking something different than regular. He was not looking the same. He was shining, the box was shining. They did not know what's happening. So by the time when Abhimanyu brings that box inside, so Jatila asks, What is this box? He said, this is Nandarani has given this box, and she had specifically ordered that this is meant for Radhika and she should enjoy it. It should be with her, and all the peripheral jewelry, clothes, diamonds, pearls, necklaces, and all the saris, all should be enjoyed by Radhika. So they get very upset. Take it and put it in a room there. Take it and put it in a room. Now, for Radharani, this Yavat was a very dull place. She was not that happy here. For her, it was hellish. And she with no hopes. Sometimes when she would not and be very upset and being in the house, she would be sitting with her gopis. Mostly Lalita Shakti used to be with Rishimati Radharani here. And one day, the same day as I was mentioning, when Abhimanyu brings this treasure box from Nanda Bhavan, from Nandarani, Yashoda Maiya. So suddenly Lalita's eyes goes on Abhimanyu, and then she says, "What's wrong with your husband today? The dull fellows shining like anything." No, Radharani looks. She tries to look for lying down. She tries to look, and her eyes goes big. Arey, is it Abhimanyu or someone else? And why is this box shining like anything? This box is shining as if my Prana Vallabh has come to meet me. And then they were just mesmerized. All the gopis who were the Sakhis were there. They just were mesmerized to see Abhimanyu shining like this. They never saw Abhimanyu like this before ever. And then as Abhimanyu came closer, they just could not. Their mouths were open and they were mesmerized. Is it the same person? My own dull husband now shining like this. What has happened to him suddenly? Then by that time he says to Mother Srimati Radharani that this is the box of treasure which Nandarani Yashoda Maya has sent for you. And she wants you to enjoy this. And he leaves that box and leaves the place. And Abhimanyu gives the key also. So immediately Lalita Sakhi with great curiosity, what treasury has come? And she opened. Krishna jumps off the box and grabs Srimati Radharani. And then actually Abhimanyu instructs her all the details what Yashoda Maya had told, that how Srimati Radharani has to enjoy this box and it is all meant for her. So, and she has to decorate herself with this box, and Krishna is sitting inside, he also hears that. And then Lalita Sakhi, she tells that, oh, what a crooked fellow you are. We cannot imagine that in this lifetime we will be able to see a person like you. You know, and in this way, Radhani and Krishna and all the gopis, they spend a lot of time together in this bhavan, Jutila's Kutila, Jatila Kutila Haveli. One day, in the month of Magh, which is approaching Magh month, January, that's when Kumbh Mela is. In the month of Magh, Srimati Radharani it's very cold. January, right? Before Makar Sankranti, if you stay in, I always stay in Mayapur. I spend some time in January in Mayapur. Every month I spend, but especially the last week of December and the first 15 days of January is called the coldest period of the year, right? It's Magh Mahina, Magh Mas, it is said. Very, very, very cold. And now, suddenly, every day in the month of Magh, Srimati Radharani goes early in the morning to take bath in Jamuna. And now Kutila immediately thinks, hey, what is this going on? Huh? Early in the morning, Radhika, Radhe is so soft like a cotton. Her skin is soft like a cotton. Her feet so tender, so tender. How is she doing this kind of austerity of going and taking bath in the morning in this cold in Jamuna? Something is wrong. Kutila was Kutit, always having doubts. Kutila. So she went to Nandagram. She went to Nandagaon very smartly, and she went and spoke to one of the very elderly Gopa. I hope everything is fine in Nandagaon. Said, yeah, everything is fine. What is that boy up to nowadays? Said, which boy? Who else? Who else? Said, that fellow. Which fellow? Nandalala. Acha, oh, Nandalala. Our Lala has taken a path of austerity now. He's totally changed and he's no more the same. He said, what austerity? In the Magh Mas, every day morning, he's going to Jamuna and performing his tapasya so that he gets married to a beautiful girl. And he's every day morning going and taking bath in Jamuna. Then she's thought, this is the austerity. Okay, Padmash fellow, this is the austerity, huh? They have become both very serious. They want to earn piety. Shameless fellow. And she's abusing Krishna in her mind like anything, getting angry, biting her own lips, not able to control her anger, like that, her nose is blowing up and like oxygen, this thing, like that. And then she plans, and this time she decides that I will catch Radha, this time red handed. Red handed, I will catch both of them. So she goes walking on the bank of Jamuna. And by the time Abhimanyu comes, the Kutila tells Abhimanyu, she chastises him. I said, you dull-headed, useless, shameless fellow. Do you know what is happening in the bank of Jamuna nowadays? In the morning, and everyone is talking about, Are you foolish fellow, you cannot manage your wife. She's there in the bank of Jamuna every day on the name of taking bath. She is with Nandalandan. Abhimanyu gets freaked out. Said, what are you telling? What are you telling? Already I am very unhappy because the cows are sick. Today I am not able to do my farming, and about that, this sad news. Oh, oh. Said, wait, we will catch her red-handed this time and get her punished, both of them punished. So she said, I will go and find the place where this both are sitting and enjoying. And as soon as I find them, I will signal you and you come down and we'll catch her red-handed. Okay? So they did. They said okay. By that time, it is said this pastime happened, in Vrindavan, Madan Mohan temple. Right below the Madan Mohan temple on the bank of Ganges, there used to be a kunja. There used to be a kunja. In that kunja, Srimati Radharani and Krishna were inside the kunja. There was a beautiful flower door, and within that door there was a flower bed, and Radha and Krishna were there, and all the Sakhis were outside, headed by Lalita Sakhi, and Tulasi Devi was also there. From far away, Tulasi, she sees Kutila coming with great anxiety, and she goes running. She goes running to inform Krishna and Srimati Radharani that Lalita is heading towards this place and she is going to catch us red-handed now. And Radharani immediately jumps up. Oh, what will I do? What is my name? My family's name? My father's name? My mother's name? What people will talk? Oh, what will happen? I don't know. What should I do? And Krishna, like this, shaking his one leg. Said, don't worry. Don't worry. Everything will be fine. He said, what everything will be fine? What everything will be fine? He said, you don't worry. Just relax. Just relax. And Krishna immediately tells the gopis and requests Tulasi Devi to please dress me up like Abhimanyu. Like Abhimanyu. And they put all the gopis, they bring the clothes, different turbans and everything, and they dress him exactly like Abhimanyu. And finally some of the gopis put makeup also to Krishna, and he exactly looks like Abhimanyu, the husband of Srimati Radharani. And by the time Kutila comes here, on the way from the other side, Krishna calls him as Abhimanyu in the form of Abhimanyu. 1 minute, come here. I have already found it, and now I am going to Kamsa. I am going to come. Of course, when he tells her, she speaks to him, he speaks to her, and he goes away. But Tulsi Kutila comes in, and she says, "Where is Radhe?" She's, this is just before she doesn't meet Abhimanyu yet, and she comes and kicks that door, flower door, and she sees inside Radha and Krishna is not there, but she sees the pearl necklace of Srimati Radharani turn around like this with the garland of Krishna, you know, with the garland of Krishna. Then she goes out and chastises Abhimanyu, shameless fellow, go and see. Your wife's necklace is there and it is turned around with the garland of Krishna. You can imagine what was happening here. And then she angrily asks, who's there's a who Radharani, Kutila asks Srimati Radharani, whose garland is this? And why is your necklace like this? She says, I don't know, Baba. It's not my necklace, first of all. And you don't always doubt at me like this. You be in your limits. I cannot tolerate this anymore. You are always behind my character. Be in your senses and be in your limits. Srimati Radharani angrily shouts at Kutila and takes her choti, no? And goes away from there. Very angrily shouts. And then Kutila goes running to Abhimanyu and tells this foolish fellow, what are you doing? And she explains the whole scene to him. And now they are blaming that necklace belongs to some demigoddess and that garland belongs to some demigod. And they came in the night and enjoyed it. What are you blaming someone else? Now, Abhimanyu tells Kutila, you go. Abhimanyu, who's Abhimanyu? Krishna. He tells Kutila, I am going to Kamsa. I am going to complain Kamsa about what is happening with me. And I'm sure Kamsa will send at least 200, 300 soldiers and they will arrest Krishna, Nanda Baba, Yashoda, Balram, all these fellows will be in the prison. Don't worry, you just go there. Okay? You be there. You go home and I will make sure this happens. Now, Abhimanyu, Krishna actually, Radharani reaches home. Krishna again in the form of Abhimanyu reaches to Jatila and Kutila and tells them, I'm just coming from Mathura and it is fixed. The whole पूरे खानदान को अरेस्ट करके जेब में डाल दिया जाएगा, टेंशन मत लो. But I am going to be with Radharani, Radhika, because I am sensing that Krishna is very smart. He will take my form and he will come again to be with Radhika. So what I will do, I will go down into the room of Radha, lock myself from inside, and if Abhimanyu comes, you take a lot of, you see that cow dung was there in the center? You know, you should make the balls of the cow dung and you both of you sit on the roof. And as soon as the bochi, this cheater, this liar, dongi, if he comes in my form, don't spare him. And they gather all the servants at the home and they make the balls and they keep ready. And that by that time, original Abhimanyu comes in. He says his mother, Maya, I have just now come. One cow dung ball hits his head. What's wrong with you? From the other side, Kutila puts another, cow dung ball. And by the time all the servants are beating, and the fellow has to run away from his house. And after every 20 minutes, he tries to come and say, I am your son. And this whole episode takes 2-3 hours. This fellow stinks so much, he goes and takes bath. By the time Krishna is with Srimati Radharani in this Jutila Haveli for few 3-4 more hours. And then after that, Krishna goes away from there. So, one day, now Krishna is the prince of Braj. And Nanda Baba and Mother Yashoda's order. Even you should know that even all this pastime used to happen so smartly. It used to happen and nobody could catch anyone and Radha and Krishna, and nobody could even doubt, and the doubts would be clarified by Krishna. So with this courage, Radharani actually was ordered by Srimati Yashoda Maya that she should come and cook every day for Krishna. Because everyone knew that Durvasa Muni had given a benediction to Radharani that She will be a very, very expert cook, and she will cook one item only once in her lifetime. She will not repeat. Every time she will have the intelligence to cook a new recipe. And anyone who eats from her hand, cooked, prasadam cooked from her hand, food cooked from her hand, will never get sick. That is a benediction. So that is why Nanda Baba and Mother Yashoda requested Kirtida and Mr. Banu and even Jatila, that she should cook for Krishna. So early morning, Srimati Radharani used to go from here, and from the Terikadam, she would enter Nandagram, cook for Krishna at Pavan Sarovar, and come back. So one day, Krishna fell unconscious, totally fell unconscious, and it was spread that Krishna is bitten by a very, 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 very dangerous snake. And they asked which snake. It's a very, 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 very dangerous snake. They asked us about which snake. Very, 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 very dangerous snake. And he's completely unconscious. And he may leave his body anytime. And Yashoda Maya started running here and there. Nanda Baba starting whole Vrindavan, whole Brajabhumi was in full anxiety what to do. Krishna can leave his body, Krishna may die. How to save Krishna? So then finally Gargamuni, Gargacharya and Purnamasi come. They see the situation. And then Gargacharya says, there is only one remedy for this very, 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 very dangerous snake poison. There is only one remedy. What is that remedy? He said, if the chaste woman, very chaste woman, she has to take a big pot of water with 100 holes on it. And with that pot of water, she has to go to Yamuna, go inside with the pot and go take a dip and come out with the water in the pot, and not a single drop should come out. Not a single drop should. It should have 100 holes and not a single drop should come out. If that lady is found and if she brings the water, if that water is sprinkled on Krishna, that is the only hope of Krishna's survival. Now everyone, Brajvasis started searching. Arey Baba, who is that chaste lady? Who's the chaste? And then Jatila and Kutila would always, beat their drum. We are the most innocent ladies. We are the most purest ladies. We are the most chaste ladies. We are the most honest ladies. They would always beat their trumpets. So all the Brajvasis started searching. Jatila is so old, she immediately hid herself. When they heard that 100 big pot with 100 holes, you have to enter Yamuna, Jatila immediately hid herself somewhere. She was not to be found. Somehow they found Kutila, and they requested Kutila, please, you come and do this. Well, I am chaste, there is no doubt about it. I am chaste, there is no doubt about it. But I am not sure if I can do it. They begged her, please do it, Kutila, please do it. Please. Please save Krishna. Please save the life of Vrindavan. If Krishna dies, there won't be anyone living. All the trees will die. All the birds will die. All the cows and calves will die. All the gopis and gopas will die. Please save the whole Vrindavan by using your chastity to protect Krishna's life. Now Kutila, chaste means even mentally you have to be chaste, not only physically. So Kutila, like this, drying her throat up, taking the saliva in and out. She doesn't know what to do with get freer. He takes the pot, goes in, and everyone is waiting. Now she will save Krishna. And before she comes out, all the water comes out from the pot. All the water comes out from the pot. Then everyone starts laughing at her, but everyone was in anxiety. So what to do? What to do? What to do? Then Gargacharya said, I think Radharani should try. She is also very chaste. If she brings water, maybe we can save Krishna's life. So then Jatila and Kutila, they go to Radharani. First, Jatila says, Radhika, you please go take this pot and bring water to save Krishna. Don't take his name. Don't take his name. Don't talk to me about saving him. Because of his name, my name attached to his name, My name is spoiled his own Brajbhumi. I don't want to have anything to do this crooked black fellow. Don't take his name. Don't talk to me about saving his name. Radharani very angrily tells like this and just, don't disturb me with this. Then Kutila says, please. Nanda and Yashoda are crying. Please. Said, no. No. In one voice she said, don't force me for this. I don't want to have anything to do with this fellow in this lifetime. I am been always doubted by you people because of this guy. Please don't disturb me with this. Then Kutila begs, You! You always want to catch me with this fellow. You don't even show me your face and don't take the word that I have to say. You go away from here. By that time, Jatila and Kutila, they put their heads on the feet of Radharani and beg her and cry, please save Krishna. Then Radharani, with so much Gargacharya, Purnamasi, Jatila, Kutila, Yashoda, Nand Baba, Kirti, the Vishwabha, everyone is requesting her. Then she takes the pot and the whole Braj is looking. And Radharani takes that pot with 100 holes and she goes inside and takes a dip and comes out. As soon as comes out, not even a single drop falls from the pot. And then Srimati Radharani walks. It is described in a Chamatkar Chandrika when she was walking, even the demigod's whole world was stopped. Beautiful Radharani with a pot, balancing the pot, with a beautiful thin vest, with a beautiful lotus like eyes, golden color body, and she was walking. The whole Braj was still stopped, like pause button you put in the TV, like that. Stop. And she goes to Gargacharya. Gargacharya takes that water, sprinkles on Krishna. He wakes up Krishna and looks at Srimati Radharani and he does like this. He just gives an eye to her and then Radharani just angrily walks off putting the pot there. So like this, so many wonderful pastimes that took place here. One day, Radharani, there are many pastimes. One day, Radharani comes to meet Krishna in one of the kundas. One of the um, it's called Charanakund. It's nearby one of the kundas. Radharani comes there with Krishna, and they in other side of there is Kokilavan. And Radharani plays with Krishna nicely. And after playing in Kokilavan, the mud is reddish, and here if you see the mud is little grayish and brown like that. So everyone knew that Krishna plays in the evening in Kokilavan. So Radharani plays with Krishna and comes back, does rasa and comes back, meets him. But she was very scared. Arey, all my feet has become reddish now and Kutila will immediately catch me. That I was in the Kokilavan when Krishna is at this time. So she was in anxiety. By that time Krishna comes there. So what happened? What is anxiety? He tells, Radharani explains, Kutila will find me. She will doubt me. But Krishna puts his feet in the earth in this Charan Kund and just presses with his toe and Ganga manifests there. And then Krishna washes the feet of Srimati Radharani with that water. You can see the drawing there. Krishna washes the feet of Radharani and he allows her to go back home safely. One day, Krishna was with Srimati Radha in one of the kunjas. And Radharani and Krishna were playing and giggling with each other. It is said there is nearby there's one Khilan one, Last time we had gone there also. So sometime Krishna was used to boost himself, in the whole of Brajabhumi. Not the Brajabhumi, in the whole world. Not in the whole world, in the whole creation. There is nobody who can fight me. I am the strongest. I am the best wrestler. And Radharani used to be sleeping next to Krishna. Well, that's because you never fought with me. And Krishna got very disturbed. So what do you mean? I mean, because you never got to fight with me, that's why you are the best wrestler. Krishna gets very angry and he gets up. What do you mean? Said, I mean, Radha is lying down only. I mean, because you have not fought with me. Hence, you are the best wrestler. And all the gopis are laughing at Krishna. And by that time, Krishna also speaks very angrily to Radharani. Radharani gets up and she takes the Sakhi's go. She puts like a what we call chadar like a dhoti, and she puts a turban on her head, and she puts a strong belt, and she comes, come on. And Krishna comes running to fight with Radharani. Radharani takes Krishna on her shoulder and puts him down and bangs him on his back. And all the gopis are fighting. And then after fighting, all the gopis are laughing at Krishna. Krishna feels very ashamed. Then after that, all the gopis are gone and Krishna and Radha are again enjoying. Like this, many pastimes took place around these places. So one day, Radharani was with Krishna and Abhimanyu was coming from us. No, sorry, Kutila was coming from us. And Radharani saw him. Kutila. Radharani said, Krishna! Kutila is coming just to our kunja. Krishna says, you just don't worry, you bow down. So Krishna, Kutila is coming this side to our kunja. You just don't worry, you just bow down to me. Krishna, she is going to catch me and everything will be finished. You don't worry, you just bow down. By the time Kutila comes, Krishna Radharani bows down like this. Pays the Dandavat Pranam. And by the time Radharani gets up, she sees Abhimanyu also putting Dandavat. And then she looks up to Krishna and she gets shaken. She gets scared completely. You know what happens? Krishna took the form of Kali Devi, Chandi Devi, with a big red tongue almost fully coming out, having a skull in the hand with 6 hands standing like this. And then Radharani looks at Krishna, she also pays obeisance and very seriously prays with Abhimanyu. Very seriously, both of them are praying. And Radharani is shivering and praying, and Abhimanyu is, and that beautiful deity, that deity is actually Radharani shivering. You can see her next to Kali Krishna. Srimati Radharani is standing like this, almost shivering, and that deity is there in this place. So like this, there are many beautiful pastimes took place here. One day, if you guys are told, there is in the Kutila Jatila Haveli, there used to be one tree, berry tree, berry tree. So that tree was there for a few hundred years back. Now it's not. Lupt ho gaya, it's not there now. But there was a very special pastime which took place. What is the special pastime? One day Krishna wanted to meet Srimati Radharani in the night after everyone has slept. So Krishna comes in the evening only, before the sun set, and jumps up the tree and sits on the tree for the sun to set down and for everyone to sleep. In the berry tree. When everyone is asleep in the middle of the night, slowly Krishna comes down, and then if he has to go to Radharani, he has to cross the living room, where actually generally old ladies, they live in the living room. You see that? They don't get sleep only. So Krishna very tuck 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 tuck, and then one door was not oiled properly. So Krishna would push it, and Jatila would say, "Who is that?" And Krishna would run and go up on the tree again. Run from them, go up on the tree. Again, after half an hour, come down slowly. Push the door little bit. Who is that? Jatila and Krishna would run up again, go up on the tree. Whole night this went on, and Krishna could not meet Srimati Radharani on that night. Once, Srimati Radharani was very disgusted with Krishna's pride, and she just says, always I have to fulfill his demands. Always I have to put myself below him. Always I have to bow down to him. Always I have to surrender to him. Is enough. And my name is spoiled around with this fellow. I don't want to have anything to do with. I'm not going to give this fellow anymore. And she doesn't go to meet her. She doesn't go out of Yavat only for a few days, for a few weeks. And Krishna goes mad. He doesn't have interest. He loses all interest in living in this body. Krishna is very disgusted, very depressed, and all the cowherd boys, all his friends were very concerned and very, very distressed. Kanaya, what happened? But he's not talking to anyone. He's not eating. He's not relishing. He's not singing. He's not playing his flutes. The peacocks are upset. The birds are upset. The cows and calves all are in distress. Why? Because Krishna is in distress. Why is he in distress? Radharani is not meeting him. And Subhala comes to Yavat. And he goes to the Goshala. Behind the Goshala used to be Radharani's living room and also a big balcony. So Subhala goes there and Mother Jatila grabs him on the gate, only catches him like this. She knows it's Krishna's friend, so she catches him. What do you want? My calf is missing. Devi, I'm searching my calf. I'll take my calf and go away. Make sure you do what you are here for. And she leaves. And immediately leaving the calf, he goes to Radhika's balcony and he tells Srimati Radharani, he said, Radhe, Krishna, don't take his name. Actually, Krishna, don't take his name. Krishna, I don't want to hear his name. Krishna is going to die. And then Radharani gives a little attention to her. And then she explains the whole detail. What is Krishna's situation? And Radharani completely melts down. She said, what should I do now? What should I do now? How will I go and save Krishna? So Subhala gives an idea. What he says, you do one thing, you take my clothes and I'll take your clothes and sit here. You take my clothes, wear my clothes, put the turban nicely and you go and meet Krishna and come back. So exactly as planned, Srimati Radharani wears the clothes of Subhala, but Radharani is a woman. As soon as she will pass Jatila, she will catch, she's a woman. So now to cover her front part breast, Srimati Radharani suggests what to do. Subhala tells her, I have come to catch my calf. You do one thing, you take a small calf, put it to your chest, hide your body and just go away. And Radharani carries one small newborn calf, takes him, puts him to her chest and starts running. And then Jatila says, found your calf. Yes. Running only, she runs away from there. She doesn't even stop and talk. She just runs away from there and she goes and meets Krishna and comes back. So like this, there are millions and millions of pastimes which have taken place in this place. One very important thing in conclusion I wanted to say that these pastimes of Radha and Krishna and Brajabhumi or Krishna Leela or the pastimes of Supreme Lord, they are all meant to attract all of us to the lotus feet of Krishna. They are all meant, it says Krishna consciousness is dormant in everyone's heart. But when we hear Krishna's pastime, actually that bhakti awakes from our heart. And we actually develop attraction to Krishna's lotus feet. And by hearing Krishna Katha and Hari Katha and chanting the name of Lord Hari, by doing that actually we'll get detached from this material world. We'll get detached from the temporary attachments of this material world. That is why these pastimes are meant. And that is the reason by chanting the holy name, by hearing Krishna Katha, we want to improve as devotees. We want to improve as sadhakas. That is the reason. Because of this attraction, this sweetness of Krishna's pastimes, this sweetness in Krishna's name. This is the essence of life. That is why all these Goswamis, because Krishna is the enjoyer. We are all supposed to be enjoyed by Krishna or we are supposed to assist his enjoyment. That is how we can be happy. And then all these Goswamis, our Shad Goswamis who live in Vrindavan, do bhajan. What do they do? It is said eternally these pastimes are happening in Vrindavan even today. And these Goswamis, when they do bhajan, it is said that these Goswamis can hear Krishna's pastime, they can see Krishna's pastime, and they relish this. They relish Krishna's Leela. That is the essence of this Krishna consciousness process. The essence of human form of life is to relish this pastime, develop attachment to the Krishna's name and Krishna's pastime. This in sum and substance of Brajbhumi or Braj Yatra or Krishna Prem, Krishna Katha. We all should pray to this holy place and pray to our acharyas, pray to Srila Prabhupada, so that we carry these beautiful pastimes in our heart and always remember them and get detached from this material world. And wherever we are, we just keep ourselves busy in serving Krishna and his devotees. Thank you very much. With Kirtan, now we can go take darshan. Srila Prabhupada ki, Shri Yavat Dham ki, Shri Kishori Kund ki, Jatila Kutila Abhimanyu ki, Srimati Radharani ki, बोलो श्री गिरिराज महाराज की